Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon, and we're going to talk about Blizzard being in some pretty hot water. Got some pretty serious allegations. They're being sued by California, by the entire state, being sued by California over their toxic workplace culture. And it's hitting all the mainstream media outlets. It's all over Twitter that Activision Blizzard is a toxic place to work. And this is coming after, they've had multiple developers leaving, last couple of months. Apparently people are leaving World of Warcraft in droves and going for, games like Final Fantasy 14. So the last thing Activision Blizzard needs right now is a high profile lawsuit like this. Now, does it have merit? That's the question. I can't answer that for sure, but we're going to talk about what the allegations are, and we're going to see that Activision has actually reached out and said no, these are not true. They've reached out to games journalist Jason Schreier, said no, this is not true. It's very distorted, and it's hard to tell anymore which end is up, because people lie on both sides. So it's going to be up to the courts to find out what the truth is, obviously. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. I think we're over 208,000 subs. Thank you for the support. Geeky is sitting this one out. She doesn't want to talk about it. That's totally fine. So I'm going to talk about it. You're stuck with me. All right, guys. So this is all over the place. New York Times is talking about it. Bloomberg is talking about it. I'm going to go out to Niche Gamer. They've got a nice, concise overview of the situation. And, look, there are some pretty dark things that supposedly went on in regards to this. So, I don't want to say that there's nothing going on. But, some of it also sounds like unfortunate office shenanigans that happen in a lot of companies that shouldn't happen. So here we go. Activision Blizzard sued for sexual harassment and discrimination against women, including allegedly driving one person to suicide. So Activision Blizzard being sued for frat boy style sexual harassment, with allegedly one incident leading to a woman's suicide. Bloomberg reported that a 2-year investigation by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing, 2 years, had concluded. The report accused Activision Blizzard of discriminating against female employees in compensation, assignment, promotion, and termination. Female employees make up 20% of the staff. The lawsuit, filed on July 20th in LA Superior Court, accuses that women at Activision Blizzard suffer under a pervasive frat boy workplace culture. This includes the cube crawl, where male employees would drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office, and often engage in inappropriate behavior toward female employees. Again, this is the accusation. We don't know if this actually happened. This is an accusation. Along with allegedly delegating work to female employees while they play video games during work hours, male staff are also accused of sexual conversations and joking about the R word. Female employees were allegedly prevented from promotions due to feats of becoming pregnant and criticized for having to pick up children from daycare. They were also kicked out of lactation rooms, so male employees could use the rooms for meetings. Those working on World of Warcraft accused male employees and supervisors of hitting on them, making derogatory comments about the R word and other demeaning behavior. And the most damning accusation is a female Activision employee committing suicide on a company trip after a relationship with her male supervisor ended, and she was allegedly subjected to intense harassment. The employee claimed there were claims that the employee had previously suffered harassment at work, including male coworkers spreading pictures of her, dirty pictures, lewd pictures of her. The DFEH is seeking an injunction to force Activision Blizzard to comply with workplace protections, implement pay adjustments, pay female employees in numerous ways, back pay lost and unpaid wages and benefits. How long until they moved to Texas? So California is suing Activision Blizzard. How long until they move to Texas? I'm just putting it out there. So this, of course, we bring this up. The suit itself opens citing the New York Times report on feminist critics of video games facing threats in Gamergate campaign to state sexism has plagued the male-dominated gaming industry for decades, and increasingly so in recent years. So we're going to tie it to Gamergate. It never goes away, does it? The suit also bemoans that the top leadership at Activision Blizzard is exclusively white and male. The CEO and president roles are now and have always been held by white men. In terms of at least gender, this used to emphasize how few women achieve higher roles at the company, and when they do, they earn less pay. So it just goes on and on. The suit accuses Activision Blizzard of terminating women quickly, the cube crawls leading to groping, and superiors encouraging the demeaning topics. A retaliatory environment, which is every company, by the way. Almost every company I've ever worked for. Like, if you say anything, you get blasted, right? Male colleagues being promoted over harder working and more successful female colleagues. Female employees excluded not due to being huge gamers, core gamers, or into the party scene. So if you're not a gamer at Blizzard, you get excluded from being invited to the gaming parties. I don't know. So look, I mean, again, these are allegations. I don't want to downplay anybody's suffering if there actually is garbage going on at the company. We heard similar things about companies like Rooster Teeth. It turned out that a lot of stuff was true, that some of their people were out there doing hookups and stuff at conventions, and you can't really blindly defend a company if you don't have the whole story. But the fact that this is coming out and it's hitting the media on top of all the other bad news around World of Warcraft and devs leading Blizzard and all this other stuff, it's not a good look. Is that what they say? It's not a good look. Now, apparently, Activision Blizzard has spoken to Jason Schreier, and he sent a lengthy statement calling the allegations distorted and in many cases false, and referring to the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing as unaccountable state bureaucrats. Again, Blizzard moves to Texas when? They moved to Texas when? So the DFEH, apparently this is the statement, includes distorted and in many cases false descriptions of Blizzard's past. We have been extremely cooperative with them throughout their investigation, including providing them with extensive data and ample documentation, but they refuse to inform us what issues they perceived. Well, they laid it all out in the suit, right? They're required by law to adequately investigate and to have good faith discussions with us to better understand and to resolve any claims or concerns before going to litigation, but they failed to do so. Instead, they rushed off to file an inaccurate complaint, as we'll demonstrate in court. We're sickened by the reprehensible conduct of the DFEH to drag into the complaint the tragic suicide of an employee whose passing has no bearing whatsoever on this case. It sounds like a relationship gone south. And with no regard for her grieving family. While we find this behavior to be disgraceful and unprofessional, it is unfortunately an example of how they have conducted themselves throughout the course of their investigation. It is this type of irresponsible behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California. There it is. I was kidding. I said they're going to go to Texas when, and they flat out said it's this kind of behavior from the state that's driving businesses out of California. The picture the DFEH paints is not the Blizzard workplace of today. Over the past several years and continuing since the initial investigation, we've made significant changes to address company culture and reflect more diversity within our leadership teams. We've updated our code of conduct to emphasize a strict non-retaliation focus, amplified internal programs and channels for employees to report violations, including the Ask list with a confidential integrity hotline, and introduced an employee relations team dedicated to investigating employee concerns. We have strengthened our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and combined our employee networks at a global level. To provide additional support, employees must also undergo regular anti-harassment training and have done so for many years. Well, this is going to get really interesting. And again, Blizzard is already having issues with, hemorrhaging players from World of Warcraft. Now the players that are left are having protests inside World of Warcraft. They're actually protesting Blizzard inside their own game. So, more people are probably going to quit, go play Final Fantasy 14. I don't know, but this is not going to go well. I mean, regardless, this is not going to go well. And, again, I can't speak to the truth as to whether or not these things go on. I mean, honestly, a company like this current year, you really need to watch yourself. You can't do this. You can't have a frat boy, party environment. And a lot of startups and a lot of companies back in the day did. Rooster Teeth, was again one of those companies that kind of did. And it will bite you in the ass, in a corporate environment. A lot of people who start these companies do not have a corporate background. They don't think the company is going to become more than what it is. They start small. They get a little loosey-goosey with the rules. And next thing you know, people start talking, dragging things up from 5-10 years ago. You got to kind of go into it. I think if you're going to start a company with a plan like this is how we behave, this is not how we behave. Again, not saying these things did or didn't happen, but you got to cover your own ass, right? Because look, Twitter's waiting. They're waiting to cancel you. The media's waiting to cancel you. You got to make sure that you're kind of above reproach in that regard, and especially in the gaming industry, especially being a company like Blizzard. You're one of the biggest players on the planet. You're absolutely going to have a target on your back. So better be good. You better be good. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.